It's time for sports with Rory O'Keeffe, who joined us not all that long ago. Since you are here and it's just you today, I wonder if you could indulge us a little bit on explaining how your last fight went. Obviously, people who have seen you fight in the past know you're a bantamweight. You made the step up to featherweight, and from what I saw, you looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, so I obviously went up to featherweight and had a pretty hard scrap. The guy I was fighting, he came down. It seemed like he did like quite a big cut for it. So when he got into the cage, he was obviously quite a bit heavier than me. I was still sitting around 66, like the weight you weigh in. So he had about 4 kgs on me, and I felt it from the get go. As soon as the fight started, he like started chopping my calf, which was that was kind of my game plan to kind of stop him. But obviously, because I think he knows I move a lot, they had a pretty good game plan and would have watched my footage and just needed to know that they needed to stop me and make sure I couldn't move and then try land those bombs. And then he eventually did land those bombs, and then I had to start grappling and managed to get him down into mount and then get a top mount finish. Yeah.
Must have been nice to get that one done before the bell, given that you did make the step up against a guy who was obviously much bigger than yourself.
Yeah, it was real good. I was real hyped in it, but definitely really, I was sore for the next week. So I've never really had that after a fight. I couldn't walk for like a week because of my calf, but it was definitely a really good experience for me. Yeah.
We see so many people in the UFC and like Bellator and all those big shows nowadays sort of looking to start chopping the calves. It wasn't something that too many people really used all that much in the past, but now it seems to be becoming, more and more of an actual tool that people utilize. As someone who fights themselves, can you just explain to us why calf kicks are so effective?
Well, yeah, he was kind of, because to get the perfect calf kick, you got to kind of angle out on them, and then you kind of got to get your shin round the back of the calf where the nerves are. And if you get that spot, like, it's deadly. Like the first one he got on me, it like kind of dropped me, and then I got back up and I was kind of hobbling. And then from that point onwards, I couldn't even put weight on my front foot. So I was just looking to grapple and try to keep him on the cage or get him down. So they're super effective. I love to use them as well. That was my game plan going in. I wanted to obviously drift and then chop the calf, but he kind of bit me to it. So
all good. We'll talk about what you're actually here to talk about. Obviously, we got the IMMAF World Games coming up pretty soon, end of the month in Dubai. You're heading over for that. You'll be fighting at your normal weight class in bantamweight. There's a few of you guys going over, so it's quite a good crew heading over for this one. Do you just want to maybe touch on the preparation that's gone into getting you guys over there?
Yeah, so obviously I had my fight next to Sydney, and then I had a couple of days off because of my injury, and then I got straight back into camp, and it's been just like a real quick 3-4 week camp because I feel like I'm always training. I don't need the traditional like 8 weeks that usually people need when they're kind of out of shape. So I always try to stay in shape. And yeah, no, it's been real smooth, no injuries. Had to get my diet obviously sorted, so I've been just focusing on cutting back down. And I've kind of got to get a little bit lower because you have to weigh in at the same weight every single day, championship weight. So it's a bit different to just fighting the night before, weighing in the night before. We have to get real low and get ready to cut in the morning. So that part's a bit different and challenging. But apart from that, it's been real good. Yeah.
Have you sort of talked about the plan for having a weigh in every day? Like, will you have to cut a little bit every morning, or will you just try and stay below so that you've got that little bit of leeway so you don't have to be cutting weight every day?
Yeah, the plan is just to cut like 800 grams, so like a kg each morning, and then just rehydrate straight before the fight, and then just go from there. Yeah, focus on that first fight, and then if you get past that, then focus on cutting weight for the next one. Yeah.
It was a little bit of a, well, probably debacle's probably not the right word, but a little bit of an issue trying to get you guys settled into MIQ spots so you can all come back. By the sounds of it, that's all come up now, and you will be able to get back into the country pretty soon after the event. For a fighter like yourself, I know you weren't the one dealing with this. So has that been something that you had to sort of I guess, think that much about, or is it something that might have distracted you had that not come through?
Yeah, so it's a funny story. It's actually been pretty distracting for us. So me and Ollie, who's come with me from Shuriken, we're not even going to do the MIQ because we didn't want to leave it to the last week to plan it. So we've actually just planned. I'm going to go off to the UK for a couple of months, and he's going to go off to Hungary, where he's from, and then we're going to end up meeting in the UK and do some training over there, just because we didn't want to leave it to chance, and we wanted to make sure our flights were booked and stuff. But it's really good that obviously the other part of the team's got, and the coaches have got MIQ spots now, so that's real good for us as well, because we would have had to go over there without any coaches or anything. So it's really good for us. But yeah, we have different plans because I want to go do some training back home, so it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I know yourself and Ollie and Michelle Montague, I think you guys were all planning on going over regardless of the MIQ situation. Like you say, you've got other plans now. You've obviously got Scottish heritage. For anyone who didn't watch our first interview, we went over that, so go back and look at that. But will you be heading to Scotland, or will you be sort of basing yourself more in, say, England and getting in amongst the gyms over there?
Yeah, so plans just to go to London straight away, and I've got quite a lot of families around the south area, and obviously in Jersey, I'm going to go to Jersey for a bit, and then I'm probably going to start making my way up north and look to head to like Manchester and Liverpool, because that's where I think most of the like real top gyms are. And then from then I'll kind of start what I'm going to do, and then I'll probably look to go up to Scotland for a bit. Yeah, and then depending on what happens with Europe, we'll look to go do a little bit of training in Europe as well.
When you look at the World Championship event, it's obviously a pretty hectic schedule for anyone hoping to get through to the championship fights. Is that something that you kind of look forward to as an athlete, just being able to have days and days of fights lined up?
Yeah, for sure. Because over here, obviously, you've got to wait like 3 months for a fight, and over there, you can have a potential 5 fights in a week. So that just excites me so much. Being able to eventually maybe have like 4 to 5 fights in a week it just excites me. And it's different because I've never done an IMMAF before. That's why I kind of just, even if there was no MIQ or no nothing, I was definitely going to go take this opportunity.
Are there a few of you sort of like that in the team? Like, this is your first time, so you kind of want to get over there, experience it, and basically just get in amongst it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome to finally go to IMMAF, because we want to do one for like the whole last year. They were going to do the World Champs in Kazakhstan. They were going to do like an Oceanias, but because of COVID, they've ended up happening. So got to escape the COVID and go do it. It's in Dubai this time around. Have you been doing any sort of heat acclimation or anything like that? I mean, it's been pretty hot in Auckland recently, and I've seen footage of you boys running stairs in the middle of the day. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, so we've just been doing a lot of running outside just to get used to the heat, because obviously it's going to be like, I think, more than 30 degrees over, probably a bit hotter over there than here. So definitely been doing a lot of training outside just to get used to the climate, because that's definitely going to be a big factor, because I don't really like the hot, I like the cold. So I'm just trying to get my body used to it. Yeah. How does it differ sort of going into that sort of climate when you're used to fighting over here? I mean, I assume it's a different kind of heat in Dubai. Personally, I've never even been over there, so it's kind of hard to judge these things. Yeah, I was over there for like just a stopover when I was flying back from the UK once, and it was just like, it's a different type of heat, like I can't really explain it, so I kind of know what it's going to be like, so just get myself prepared as much as I can. Yeah. But it's actually going to be in Abu Dhabi. So we're going to go to Dubai, then we have to drive to Abu Dhabi. The same sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah, right. I always get those two sort of put them together for some reason. It's just one of those things. In terms of the competition itself, bantamweight is a pretty stacked division worldwide. Do you know that much about the rest of the field and who you might come up against? Yeah, so my coaches have had a little look around the competition. My bracket's like completely full with 32 people, so I think it's one of the most packed divisions. We just had a little scan of them, and then once the bracket comes out the day before we find out who I'm fighting, my coach will get straight onto it, look at the footage, send me the footage, organize a quick game plan, and then just go from there, because it's obviously quite hard to plan
for 31 other fighters. So we're not really bothering with that. We're just kind of scanning them and seeing what they're like. And then as soon as we get the draw and my opponent, we'll just take it from there. Yeah.
What's the plan for getting over there? I guess you leave in a few days' time if it's at the end of the month.
Yeah. So we leave next Friday, so it's 7 days. We're flying to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and then we just stay on the plane for like an hour and a half, and then we go straight to Dubai, and then we get out of Dubai, and then we get in a car and we go straight to Abu Dhabi. So it's going to be a bit of a mission, but yeah, it'll be all good.
When you said before that you're planning on going to the UK for a few months, like what does your year look like after this? Are you basically just committing to being there like maybe till June or longer than that?
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the MIQ, because I'm not too keen on doing the whole MIQ thing. I'd rather wait until the borders open, to be 100% honest. Yeah, we'll just see if I can find a club there or something and find some fights there, or if there's like an IMMAF Europe or IMMAF Asia, which I can kind of still compete for New Zealand and go off and get that experience. And that's what I'm pretty keen to do. But yeah, I won't be in too much of a rush to come back. Yeah.
You feel like there's a few sort of athletes, not just in fight sports, but athletes in general who sort of have the same attitude, like you don't want to lose 10 days, 2 weeks in MIQ?
Yeah, especially if it's coming out of my own pocket. Like, it's not, we can't really afford that. So we'll just to play it by month and just see. We'll keep applying for the lottery system and just go from there. But yeah, we'll see what happens for sure.
All good, man. Well, I'll leave it at that. All the best over there. Hope things go well. And I know the IMMAF organization broadcasts this on their own platform, so we'll put the link to that in the description.
Awesome.
And I know you boys have been doing a little bit of fundraising, so we'll put the link to that in the description as well, so everyone can jump on and get involved. And on top of that, if anyone wants to buy your supporter shirts, I know yourself and Ollie have those. We'll put I think you guys have links. If you have links to those, we'll chuck them in as well. So just all the links in the description. Just go click on them and support the boys.
Sweet. Cheers, Chris.